Remember when the right pair of sneakers could change everything? Walking into school with fresh kicks on your feet felt like wearing armor made of rubber and respect. These weren't just shoes. They were your ticket to the cool kids' table, your statement to the world, your way of saying "I matter" without speaking a word. The 1980s gave us more than just great sneakers. They gave us sneaker culture. Every release felt like an event. Every colorway told a story. And if you were lucky enough to own the right pair, you didn't just walk differently. You carried yourself like you owned the hallway. Today we're lacing up 15 iconic sneakers from the 80s that didn't just protect your feet. They elevated your entire existence. These are the shoes that made playgrounds into runways, basketball courts into fashion shows, and ordinary kids into legends. From the courts of Chicago to the streets of New York, from mall stores to specialty shops, these sneakers created a language that everyone understood. And if you're ready to step back into the decade when having the right shoes meant having the right life, don't forget to subscribe. Number 15. Reebok Freestyle. The Reebok Freestyle wasn't just the first athletic shoe designed specifically for women. It was a revolution wrapped in white leather and Velcro straps. Released in 1982, these high tops became the ultimate aerobics shoe. But they meant so much more than that. Wearing freestyles meant you understood that fitness was fashionable, that sweating could be stylish, and that women deserved athletic shoes designed for their bodies and their lives. The clean white leather with those distinctive ankle straps made every step feel intentional. Jane Fonda wore them, your older sister probably begged for them, and if you had a pair, you felt ready to conquer any workout or any day that came your way. Number 14. Puma Suede. The Puma Suede taught us that simple could be spectacular. These low-top sneakers in their rainbow of colors became the unofficial uniform of breakdancers, hip-hop pioneers, and anyone who understood that style didn't require complexity. The suede upper felt luxurious in a way that canvas couldn't match. Whether you chose classic blue, bold red, or that perfect shade of green, Puma Suedes made every outfit feel more intentional, more artistic, more you. They were shoes for creators, for kids who saw sidewalks as dance floors and street corners as stages. Wearing Puma Suedes meant you understood that the best style came from the ground up. Number 13. Adidas Stan Smith. The most minimalist shoe ever to achieve maximum impact, Stan Smith's clean white leather with those distinctive green accents became the template for tennis shoe perfection. These weren't flashy. They were something better. They were timeless. Wearing Stan Smiths meant you had taste that transcended trends. The simplicity was the point. 3 stripes, green heel tab, and a tennis player's face perforated into the leather. That was all it took to create sneaker immortality. They worked with everything because they argued with nothing. Jeans, shorts, even dress pants. Stan Smiths just made sense, proving that sometimes the quietest shoes make the loudest statements. Coming up next, we're about to meet the shoe that made everyone want to run faster, jump higher, and look cooler doing it. Number 12. Nike Cortez. The Nike Cortez was running shoe poetry. Those flowing lines and the distinctive swoosh created a silhouette that looked fast, even when you were standing still. Released in the early 70s but perfected through the 80s, these became the shoe for serious runners and serious style. The nylon and suede combination felt technical and fashionable at the same time. Blue and yellow, red and white, the colorways made each pair feel like a flag you were proud to wear. And that cushioned sole, it made every step feel like you were floating above the ground. Wearing Cortez meant you understood that performance and style weren't opposites. They were partners, and these shoes proved it with every stride. Number 11. Vans Old School. Skateboarding's perfect shoe. The Vans Old School with that distinctive side stripe became the uniform of every kid who saw curbs as obstacles to conquer and parking lots as personal skate parks. The waffle sole gripped your board like it was designed by skaters for skaters, which it was. The canvas and suede upper could handle the abuse of daily skating while looking good enough for everywhere else. Black and white was classic, but Vans offered colors that let you express yourself. These weren't just shoes. They were equipment for a lifestyle that valued creativity, rebellion, and the perfect kickflip. Number 10. Adidas Campus. The Adidas campus took the classic shell toe design and wrapped it in premium suede that felt like luxury you could afford. These low tops became the choice for everyone who wanted Adidas quality with a softer, more approachable style. The suede came in colors that made choosing almost impossible: navy blue, burgundy, forest green. Each colorway had its own personality. And those three stripes, they marked you as someone who understood that German engineering applied to more than just cars. Campus sneakers worked in the gym and on the street, proving that versatility was the ultimate superpower in 80s footwear. If you're remembering the smell of a new shoebox and that feeling of untying fresh laces, go ahead and hit that like button, because we're just getting to the shoes that really ruled the decade. Number 9. New Balance 990. The New Balance 990 was the thinking person's running shoe. While other brands shouted with bold colors and flashy designs, New Balance whispered with gray suede and superior craftsmanship. These were shoes for people who cared more about how they felt than how they looked, which ironically made them look incredible. The Made in USA label meant something special in the 80s. These weren't just assembled here, they were crafted here by people who understood that a great running shoe was architecture for your feet. Wearing 990s meant you valued substance over flash, quality over trends. They were the anti-fashion fashion statement, proving that sometimes the most radical choice was choosing not to be radical at all. Number 8. Reebok Classic Leather. Simple white leather that somehow managed to be anything but simple. The Reebok Classic became the blank canvas that went with everything while making everything look better. These weren't technical, they were perfect. The soft leather aged beautifully, developing character with every scuff and crease. Wearing them felt like wearing history, tradition, and timeless style all rolled into one comfortable package. Classic leathers proved that sometimes the most innovative thing you could do was resist innovation. Pure design, executed flawlessly, that made every outfit feel more intentional. Number 7. Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star High Tops. The most democratic shoe ever made. Rich kids wore them, poor kids wore them, artists, athletes, rebels, and rule followers. Everyone found something to love about Chuck Taylors. These canvas high tops were the great equalizer of 80s footwear. The ankle patch with Chuck's signature made every pair feel personal, like you were wearing a piece of basketball history. The rubber toe cap could survive anything your teenage life threw at it, and usually did. Black was classic, white was clean. But the colors, red, blue, green, yellow, they let you announce your personality before you said a word. Wearing Chucks meant you understood that sometimes the oldest ideas were still the best ideas. Number 6. Nike Air Force 1. When Nike put an air cushion in the sole and wrapped it in premium leather, they created more than a basketball shoe. They created a cultural phenomenon. The Air Force 1 became the shoe that proved technology could be beautiful and performance could be stylish. That thick sole and substantial leather upper made every step feel important. These weren't shoes you wore casually, you wore them intentionally. The all-white colorway became iconic, but the creative combinations showed that innovation never stopped. Air Force 1s meant you understood that basketball shoes could work far from any court. They were equally at home in the gym, on the street, or anywhere you needed to make an impression. But wait until you see what's coming next. We're about to meet the shoes that turned playground pickup games into runway shows. Number 5. Adidas Superstar. The shell toe that changed everything. Adidas Superstars took basketball shoes and made them street fashion, proving that sports and style were natural partners. That distinctive rubber toe cap wasn't just protection. It was a design statement that influenced decades of sneaker culture. Run-DMC didn't just wear Superstars, they made them immortal. My Adidas wasn't just a song, it was a declaration that sneakers could be art, identity, and music all at once. The 3 stripes down the side marked you as someone who understood quality. The shell toe marked you as someone who understood style. Wearing Superstars meant you got it, whatever it was. Number 4. Nike Air Max 1. The shoe that made air visible. Nike's Air Max 1 didn't just have cushioning, it showed off its cushioning through that transparent window in the heel. This wasn't just innovation, It was innovation with attitude. The combination of mesh, suede, and leather created texture that felt as good as it looked. And those colorways, the university red, the royal blue, they turned every step into a statement about what you valued in design and performance. Air Max 1s proved that the best technology wasn't hidden, it was celebrated. These shoes taught an entire generation that seeing was believing, and believing was everything. Number 3. Nike Air Jordan 1. Michael Jordan's first signature shoe changed basketball, fashion, and culture forever. The Air Jordan 1 wasn't just footwear, it was the beginning of athlete marketing, sneaker collecting, and the idea that shoes could be worth any price if they were special enough. The black and red bread colorway got banned by the NBA, which only made them more desirable. Wearing Jordans meant you understood that rules were made to be broken and that sometimes the best marketing was controversy. These weren't just shoes. They were membership in a club that believed basketball could be art and shoes could be magic. Every colorway told a story, and wearing them made you part of that story. And now, the top 2 sneakers that didn't just define the 80s, they defined what it meant to have style on your feet. Number 2. Adidas Gazelle. The Adidas Gazelle perfected the art of the soccer-inspired lifestyle shoe. These low tops with their suede upper and gum sole became the choice for everyone who understood that European style could work perfectly on American streets. The proportions were everything. Sleek enough to feel sophisticated, substantial enough to feel important. And those colors, navy, burgundy, green. Each pair felt like it came with its own personality and attitude. Gazelles were shoes for people who paid attention to details. The 3 stripes were subtle but unmistakable. The gum sole was functional but beautiful. These were shoes that rewarded close examination and careful consideration. Number 1. Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star Low Tops. The most perfect shoe ever created. Chuck Taylor low tops took everything great about the high top version and made it effortless. These weren't just sneakers, they were the foundation of casual American style. Every teenager owned a pair because every teenager needed a pair. They worked with jeans, shorts, dresses, anything you could imagine. The canvas upper breathed with you through summer days, and the rubber sole gripped through whatever adventure came next. Black, white, red, navy. The colors weren't just options, they were expressions of your mood, your style, your moment. Wearing Chuck Taylors meant you understood that sometimes the simplest answer was the most sophisticated answer. They were shoes for artists and athletes, rebels and conformists, anyone who understood that great design was timeless design. Chuck Taylor low tops didn't follow trends. They were the trend that everything else followed. Those 15 sneakers didn't just protect our feet. They elevated our entire sense of who we could be. Every lace-up was a promise that today could be different, better, more stylish than yesterday. The 80s taught us that shoes mattered, not because they were expensive or exclusive, but because they were expressions of our personalities, our dreams, our understanding of what looked good and felt right. From Chuck Taylors that worked with everything to Air Jordans that worked like magic, these sneakers created a language that everyone understood. They proved that the right shoes didn't just complete an outfit, they completed a feeling. Which of these iconic sneakers did you rock back in the day? Did we miss any classics that defined your 80s style? Drop your favorite sneaker memories in the comments. We love hearing about the shoes that made you feel invincible. If this trip through sneaker history brought back some soul-stirring memories, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. The 80s gave us more than just great shoes. They gave us the blueprint for style that we're still following today. Thanks for walking down memory lane with us, and remember, the best sneakers aren't the ones that cost the most. They're the ones that make you feel like you can conquer the world one step at a time.